Hey everybody, Amy from Garden Up here. Today we're going to learn how to plant annuals. Take out the fall decorations and then you're going to plan your pot. And where everything goes depends on where this pot sits in the client's yard, right? So if it's like mine and you only ever view it from one side, like by a walkway, or maybe it's up by the house but you walk past it, you put your tall stuff in the back. If it's in the middle of a patio or something where they're going to walk all around it, they're going to see it from all sides, you put your tall stuff in the middle, and then you put your thriller. There's thriller, spiller, and filler. You guys have heard that before?
No, I like that.
So you put your tall stuff in the middle, and then your thriller around it, and then the spillers around the sides. Again, if it's one directional, you put your tall stuff in the back, then thriller, and filler, and spiller. Okay? So for a typical pot, most people love geraniums because why not? They're gorgeous, they're easy to take care of, they last all summer. These ones have some botrytis on the bottom leaves, which is one of the things we'll talk about. So we put this in here. I have 3 different colors of geraniums and I want them mixed all over the place. Most clients pick one geranium and then we match everything else to that, but I'm a little bit more eccentric. I like things getting a little crazy. This is ivy geranium, which breaks super easy, so we have to be careful with this one. The zonal geraniums are a lot more sturdy. So we put that there, and then I want potato vine. This is my spiller. I want a calabricoa. Million bells. Okay, I want one of those in here. And I want a filler, which I have the celosia. We put that in between there too. And I pack my pots. You know, I really do. They're annuals. You don't have to think long term. You can stuff as much as fits in there. Especially like this one, this is so tiny, there's going to be hardly any roots. Like we're going to take this out and most of that soil is going to fall away anyway, right? That's not going to be the case. This one, we're going to take this out and it's going to be not root bound, but there's going to be roots. Sometimes we get these and they're so root bound that they're pushing out on the pot. That's a whole different problem that we have to deal with. Okay, so that's step 1. We plan out where everything's going to go. Maybe that's a little bit too much pink. Maybe I want a blue lobelia instead. So this is a pony pack of 4. I'd put like 2 in here. One over here, something like that. So before we start planting, let's plan out where everything's going to go. And as we're doing that, we're also going to add some soil to our pots. We always amend with some fresh soil just to keep everything nice and healthy. So I have a few bags of black gold here. So with these ones that one of them's completely empty and one's almost full, let's take some of this old soil and put it in there. And then we'll add the black gold to it. Okay? So you don't want to overfill it. You do need fresh, but you don't want to overfill it because remember that the plants themselves take up a lot of space.
Right.
And you can always add more soil.
Right.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put them in order. Short, long, short, long. Perfect, just like that. Because what we inevitably do is we do it backwards and we plan it and it looks great and then we put them up there and they get switched around and then the whole pattern gets thrown off. Okay, this is a planting that's viewed from one side, right? From the front of the house. Yeah. We see things from inside, but that's not what we're planting it for, right? So, how would we design a pot like this?
The tall grass would go against the back end.
We don't actually, you're correct, but we don't actually usually use tall grass in window boxes.
Which side are we deciding is the house?
That side will be what you see from I'm the house. Okay. So, place these.
So you see this from the house?
These are spillers. So they'll go up down the front, right?
These are spillers.
This is verbena. we'll take, it's also a spiller, we'll take like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, make it somewhat symmetrical, kind of sort of match.
Do you want to take them out of the...
Yeah, you'll have to take them out to place them. And then we have some lobelia, and in this case, this is the filler. It's going to fill in any spots where it's empty. So we could probably use a pony in almost every one of these. And I also have celosia, which is a super cool plant. I really like this.
Sounds prehistoric. Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
You want to use one of these per pot? Or
I would go
like
one on either side or between each geranium. Yeah, because that orange is going to make the purple just go. And I like lots of.
So that's a thriller?
This is a filler. The thriller is the focal point of your pot.
So that's the drain.
Yes. The spiller is what spills around the outside, and the filler is anything else. Whatever else fills the space.
Do you want the orange ones with the blue ones, or just keep the orangey one? Move some over too.
Oh yeah, I want orange in all of them, and I want the blue kind of
In the middle.
in betweenish.
Okay.
All right, I think we've got it. We could add a few more lobelia in here. It's a little bit sparse, but I think we've more or less got the idea. Everything's placed. It looks nice. Everything's balanced. You can step back and look at stuff too before you plant it.
Well, what about these gaps, like in this?
Yeah. This is what gaps too.
Yeah,
It'll grow in.
You know what? There's only one lobelia. Let's put some more lobelia in there.
Now, do you like us to break up the roots if they're root bound a little
Yes, thank you. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna plant. Actually, I'm not gonna plant this one.
bit? I've seen it done a bunch of different ways, but I want to do it.
So, if you've got a really root-bound little pony, you want to gently pull those roots apart. Don't tear into it. You're not trying to break them, but you do want to massage the root ball a little bit. It should only take a few seconds. I'm dramatizing it a little bit, okay?
Just
But-
set it free, right?
Yeah, you want the roots to grow out because otherwise they will stay in this shape forever and the plant will starve and die, and we don't want that. If you've got one like this where there's hardly any roots, it doesn't take much. Just squeeze it a little bit and it'll start to fall apart. On geraniums, this is something else I definitely want to mention. You can see there's almost always a few browning leaves underneath. Sometimes it grows little spores. We don't want that in there. So any dead or dying leaves or anything that looks like it might have a little disease on it, we take those out. Ideally, we don't buy them that way in the first place, but you know, sometimes it happens.
Is it the border? How much space should we give between the border of the pot and the seedling? Is it that?
It doesn't. It depends on which thing you're planting. Your spiller needs to be right on the edge.
Your spillers need to be right on the edge.
Yes, and you want the soil line to be right up to the top.
Oh.
Okay. You want to give the plants as much soil as you can. We're going to have to add more soil to these pots for sure, but I didn't want to have it full to the brim of soil. And
So
then,
my soil on this plant is going to be a spiller, so it's going to be in the front,
yes,
and my soil is going to come all the way up.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So that's the perfect place for it right there. Just take some of the other soil and pack it around just like that.
Well, this is a spiller, right?
That's a filler.
It's a filler.
Most some lobelia do creep and spill. Those ones stand up. So with a geranium, just grab it like this and gently pull it apart. Yep, exactly. Now if you get something that's so root bound that you can't even get your fingers in there, use your hori or your trowel and cut it.
Okay.
It's better to cut some roots than to leave it root bound.
Right, okay.